Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone. I am your Demon King of Heretics, Ahriman le Méchant. And today we're going to be playing Please Be Happy again. Last time, we got a little bit of insight about Juliet's life. So that's fun. Now then, let's get right into it.
Okay, let me grab my keys.
Who was that? Oh well. Get a sip of water before I read. By the time I get back to the library, I'm exhausted from the walk-in sun. I throw open the library door and go inside, walking past my empty seat at the front desk. Juliet's nowhere to be seen, only patrons. They've managed just fine without me, though. Plodding up to my room, I grab my blanket from my bed and wrap it around myself before I lower myself to the floor. That's when the tears hit me again, and this time, I can't hold them back. Slouching onto my side, I don't even try. There's no point. As expected, in less than a minute, there's a sound at my door. 3 knocks. Always 3.
Miho? Is that you? Are you alright?
Oh. Hello, Juliet. I don't respond. I don't even know if I want to see Juliet right now. She's part of this too, after all. She pauses outside for a moment, but a few seconds later, Juliet opens the door anyways. Oh. Yeah, no, she's kind of in a state. She kind of had the, Traveler's Dead epiphany. The pity in her voice tells me everything I need to know. I can only imagine what I'd look like, covered in blankets and lying on the floor. I must look pathetic, childish. It must be how I always look to her.
Miho, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Juliet trails off, still just inside the door. I can see her legs and cane, but not her face. I can picture the concern on it, though.
Didn't mean to what?
The words come out as a growl, surprising even myself. But I can't pretend. Not now. She let herself in here. She can deal with it. Her cane sways from side to side as she wrings her hand, almost knocking into the wall more than once.
Mean for you to put things together.
Oh, she knows.
Way.
Oh, she knows what we're.
Such a painful way.
I think she knows what we're. I think she knows what we're upset about.
So you did know.
Yep. I cut her off without thinking as she confirms my suspicions. With one arm, I push myself up, letting the blankets fall away from my face as I glare daggers at Juliet.
Pardon?
You knew.
Slowly, I rise to my feet. My head is pounding, and I can hear my blood pumping as anger rises through me, bubbling out like liquid magma.
All this time they've been dead, and you knew, didn't you? You probably knew from the first time I told you about them, right?
Oh, gosh. She stiffens, and then Juliet sighs deeply. It's all anyone ever seems to do around here.
I did, yes.
Ooh.
Why? Why didn't you tell me?
Although tears are beginning to choke my voice again, I manage to shout out my question, my accusation.
I've been looking like such an idiot. I'm already an idiot compared to you and to Aspen. Every day I'm reminded of that. But this really takes the cake, doesn't it? I've been wasting my whole entire life over something everyone else can figure out right away.
Miho, it isn't like that.
Then why? Tell me why you didn't tell me sooner. Or Aspen. She knows too, right?
Juliet nods meekly. My eyes burn and my nose is running. My face hurts in every way possible.
We didn't know how.
Know how? What do you mean, know how?
I can't keep myself from shouting. I feel so stupid, so angry, and so sad.
Please, Miho, try to understand. We were still just getting to know you. You barely trusted Aspen or me. If we just told you that the person you were looking for was deceased, we didn't know how you take it.
Yeah, no, I don't know how I'd take that either, honestly.
You might not even believe us, for one thing. Or perhaps it would give you cause to run away again. As the weeks went on, we wanted to, but it never seemed to be the right time. Neither of us wanted to be the one to, out of nowhere, bring your whole world crashing down.
Yeah, no, that's a real good way to put it right there. Yeah, no. If I was in their position, I'd honestly... Okay, if I was in Miho's position, I'd honestly feel the same way, but if I was in Juliet or Aspen's position, I'd honestly feel the same way as them too, so it's... Oh, man.
Not when you were trying so hard. You seemed so... happy. It felt more cruel to ruin that in a way. I'm sorry, Miho. I truly am. It was wrong of me to let it go this long without saying anything, but believe me, I only hesitated out of love. Aspen and I both. We simply couldn't bring ourselves to break your heart that way.
Fat lot of good that did. Juliet sniffles and I have to look away. I don't want to see her cry again. Not while I'm already like this. Stooping down to the floor, I pick my blanket up and wrap it around myself again. Even as I do, I can't help but think of how it's not really my blanket. It's Juliet's. She just lets me use it. Like everything else.
Go away.
To my relief, she doesn't try to argue. Doesn't even say anything else. She just nods and silently leaves the room. The second the door shuts behind her, I collapse onto my bed, put my pillow over my face, and succumb to my grief. Ooh. Ooh. My everything hurts when I wake up. Damp pillow still covering me, my face and head hurting from crying, and my body hurts from passing out in an uncomfortable position. I didn't even mean to fall asleep. I must have cried myself into it. The memories of yesterday don't even give me a chance to wake up before they flood my brain, pulling a grunt out of me in response. I don't want to get up. I don't want to leave my bed. What's even the point? Still, I know I have to. I have to see Aspen within the next few hours, and Juliet too, eventually. I don't know what to say or even what I want to hear. As much as I'd just like to avoid everything and everyone, the rational part of me knows that I can't. Instead, my magic and bead force me to conform like always. Either get up or be forgotten. It's not really much of a choice. I sluggishly get dressed and wipe down my face, which is still red from crying. Then I trot downstairs to where we'd normally be having breakfast. Except, it's later than usual. There's food on the table for me, but it's long since cold. And I can hear the sounds of conversation and movement that mean the library is already open. Life goes on with or without me. Ooh. I cram down the slices of cold toast and browning apple without really tasting them, just knowing that I need the nourishment. Then I wander up to the front of the library where Juliet is seated in my spot at the desk. When she notices me approaching, I can see her struggle to decide how to greet me, uncertainty plain in her eyes. I can't decide it either, so I just settle for a stiff nod.
Hey.
Good morning, Miho.
Her voice is awkwardly stilted. It seems out of place for Juliet. I gesture at the stack of books next to her and the half-filled checkout sheet.
You can go to bed. I can take over from here.
Juliet shakes her head, looking a little more confident in the motion.
No, it's all right. You're in no state to be working today. Let me handle it instead.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good move or a bad move. You do you, Juliet. You do you.
Really. It's fine.
Ooh. A patron starts to approach the counter, but a couple books in his hand. I start to reach for them, but Juliet stands up, blocking me off.
Good morning. All set to check out?
Juliet, oh god, that's a bad move. I let my hand fall to my side. The person checking out books looks a little confused, but settles on taking Juliet instead of me. Fine then. If she wants to do it, she can do it. She has that same practiced tone of voice when it comes to helping a stranger that Aspen does. Aspen calls it her customer service voice. To me, it's the same as how I'd sound when trying to deceive someone or get something out of them. The only difference is, I'm not sure if I could pull mine off now like she can. Then again, it seems like Juliet must have always been good at hiding her feelings. Wordlessly, I turn around and step out from behind the desk, passing by the guest on my way out the door. From the corner of my eye, I can see Juliet watching me as I go, even if she deftly handles the checkout. Wow, okay. Yeah, I forgot it was going to get as heavy. Woo. The fresh air is an instant relief, and I gulp it in as I stretch out my arms, just basking in the sun for a moment. I start walking to the Bell house because I need to see Aspen before it gets too late. Fortunately, we had a late breakfast yesterday, so I had a bit more leeway than usual. I do my best to keep my head empty on the way there, because if I let myself think, it'll turn bad. So instead, I just focus on putting one foot in front of the other, and on paying the minimum amount of attention to my surroundings, just enough to get me there. Aspen herself is working the counter when I enter the cafe, and she waves eagerly when she sees me.
Oh, Miho! I was just thinking of taking my break early to come see you. Juliet said you were feeling a little under the weather this morning.
Well, that's an understatement. I make my way up to the register, staring blankly at the menu. I could actually read some of it if I tried, but I'm not.
I can see what she means. Are you alright?
Ooh. Debatable. Debatable, Aspen. Debatable. I shrug.
Yeah, I'm fine. Let me get,
The names of the different drinks that I like all swirl around in my head, but somehow, picking one feels like an impossible challenge. I wasn't actually planning to stay or get something to drink. I just started ordering out of habit.
Whatever you recommend.
Ooh. Frowning, Aspen taps something into the machine. I reach for my wallet, but she waves a hand to stop me.
It's on me. Go sit down and I'll Thanks.
Oof. Leaving her to that, I trudge to a booth and sit down, resting my head on my arms and closing my eyes. I could have just come inside and left again as soon as Aspen saw me, but I know I wouldn't feel any better anywhere else I could choose to go. At least this way I get a free drink out of it. I don't open my eyes again until I hear the sound of Aspen setting a cut down in front of me before taking a seat herself.
Thanks. Again.
Sitting up, I have a taste of whatever...
What's in this?
Oops. I have a taste of whatever Aspen brought me. It's scalding hot and bitter.
Coffee.
Coffee.
What else? Espresso? You look like you need it.
I don't know if that's actually healthy for foxes, Aspen, but you do you. Gingerly, I take another sip, bracing myself against the heat this time.
One of your recipes? No, I don't know who invented it, but it's been my go-to for years when I need a pick-me-up. Don't you feel more awake now?
The aftertaste lingers in my mouth, but I drink some more anyways.
Unfortunately.
Oh gosh, oh this is bad.
Then it's doing its job.
Yep.
You really do look a mess, though. Were you crying?
As soon as Aspen takes a second to look at my face, I see her take on the same look of concern as Juliet. I raise my cup to my lips again just to hide myself.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, at least she's being honest. At least. There's an awful scraping sound as Aspen slides her chair a little closer to mine, taking one of my hands in hers. I pull away immediately.
Sorry, I should have asked first. What's wrong? Did I do something?
Her face starts to redden, and I already know what's coming next.
It's fine.
I don't know how to respond, so instead I opt for a question that's been lingering on my mind.
Do you know who Cosette is?
Okay. Oh, we're taking this course. Woo, buckle in, guys. Buckle in.
Cosette? No, I don't believe I know the name. Is she a friend of yours?
Ooh, boy. Oh, you know, actually, I remembered something. Let me turn the volume up a little, just a little bit. If it'll let me. There we go. I remember watching the Fallout VOD and noticing that my voice was a little bit quiet here, so yeah, let's have this up a little bit.
No, don't worry about it.
Too late. If Aspen doesn't know, I'm not going to be the one to tell her. Still, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest that Juliet never mentioned her before, even though the two of them are supposedly close friends. As for my human, though, well, maybe it may as well get it out there. At least then we'll all be on the same page.
I found out my person is dead.
You say that so casually, Miho. What the heck? Although I've been sitting with that thought for hours now, it's the first time I've said the words out loud. To my own surprise, they come out as steadily as everything else. At least I don't feel like I'm going to cry.
Oh.
Yep. Finally, I glance at Aspen herself. Just like Juliet, I can see her eyes widen and mouth drops as she tries to think of something more to say.
And you knew, didn't you?
Ooh. Her hands toy uselessly with an abandoned straw wrapper on the table.
I suspected as much, yes.
I sigh, not surprised at all. I don't even have the energy to be that upset compared to when I was dealing with Juliet.
I'm sorry,
It's okay. Juliet already said it.
Well, I'm saying it too. I'm sorry. It seems you probably didn't find out in the best way. Not that there is a best way. That was why we were afraid to tell you. We didn't know how... Actually, I'm just going to stop talking.
Best course of action, yes.
Really? It's fine.
Miho. I cut her off flatly before she can start over apologizing. Being apologized to makes me uncomfortable, like an itch I can't scratch. Putting my chin in my hands, I look out the window to the sunny day outside. It's as nice as it ever is here.
I just wish you would have told me.
No, you don't. Don't lie. In our reflection, I see Aspen nod.
If it makes you feel any better, we were going to soon. We'd already decided, but not on how.
Uh-huh.
I assume Juliet told you.
More or less, yeah. She said something that made me figure it out.
I see.
Both of them just accepted my being upset so easily. Neither of them tried to argue anything, just apologized. I'm not sure how I feel about that, just like I'm not sure if Aspen words make me feel it better or not. But also, I have to ask what I'm getting out of doing this to myself, and to her, and to Juliet. Sitting here silently, stewing in my emotions. What felt like burning rage last night now feels less explosive. I do wish they'd been more honest with me, but they were both trying to be nice. It's not like I haven't done the things they were afraid of before, like run away. When that's the case, is it really okay to still be upset with them? Sorting through complicated emotions is difficult. I like when things are straightforward, and I know to be sad, or mad, or something else. Right now, seeing how sad it's also made Juliet and now Aspen doesn't make me feel any better either. If nothing else, I should at least tell them how I feel. Or try to. Closing my eyes for a beat, I make my first real decision since leaving for Cosette's grave with Juliet yesterday.
Are you busy tonight? I want to talk with you and Juliet. Together.
She startles at the sound of my voice. I guess she didn't expect me to say anything else.
I'll be there. Just tell me when.
I don't know yet. I have to ask Juliet, but I'll have her let you know.
Okay, that works for me.
I stand up slowly and Aspen does the same. I can tell from the way she's still fidgety and nervous, though, that something's bothering her. There's a tiny pop as she snaps the paper straw wrapper in half.
Can you tell me one thing, though? Are you leaving?
Oh, wow. She hasn't made that decision yet, buddy. She's really worried about that, isn't she? I feel a bit more confident about one thing as I shake my head.
No. I won't go anywhere.
Oh, thank God. Well, at least there's that. Oh, map time. Map time. Oh, we're all going to the gardens. Okay. Hmm. Are we? We're not gonna meet there, are we? Coffee time, coffee time. After getting back to the library, I made the same request to Juliet about being able to talk together. Not only did she agree, she suggested that we go somewhere else, just for a change of pace. We shared a quiet taxi ride up to the Botanic Garden, not far from Cosette's grave. Neither of us tried to talk, which suited me just fine. I spent the whole ride trying to think about what I want to say. I imagine Juliet did the same thing. The taxi driver drops us as close to the entrance as possible, tipping his hat in thanks as Juliet pays him before driving away, leaving the two of us mostly alone. There are few people around, but more of them are leaving than entering at this time of the evening. One of those people, a figure sitting on a bench reading, stands up and approaches us. When they step into the light, it turns out to be Aspen.
It's certainly a new feeling to be the one waiting, instead of waited for.
I see.
Hi, Aspen.
Oh.
Good evening, Aspen. I hope we didn't keep you waiting for long.
No, not at all. Besides, I can hardly complain when it gives me an opportunity to catch up on some reading.
Ah, a nice return to pace. Neat.
I thought about exploring the gardens a little, but I wasn't sure I'd be able to find my way back out.
Come on. Do something.
There are worse places to be lost, at least. Thank you for indulging my request to come here in the first place.
It was a good idea. Not to say the library's gotten boring, but we never really go anywhere else.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, yeah. There we go. Gonna turn that down a little bit. There we go. I feel better now than I did this morning. At least enough to make a couple jokes. A lot of things still weigh heavily on my mind, but I'm determined not to be just an emotionless rock. That wouldn't help anyone.
Precisely. I've never been here before either, so I'm eager to see the gardens.
How have you not been here before?
It's been a while since I've been here myself.
No, it hasn't. You just...
I used to visit with.
You came here yesterday! Instead of finishing her sentence, Juliet simply begins walking. Her cane makes a steady click-click sound as it taps against the stone path. Aspen reads off some of the signs as we pass by, signs which I, of course, never given a second glance at.
Stonebridge Gully. That sounds rather poetic.
Ooh.
Perhaps I'll use it in a story sometime. Pine Hill Path too. Whoever named these gardens was having fun, weren't they?
Juliet still seems preoccupied, not ignoring us, but not seeming to pay much attention either. She does wait while Aspen pauses to read one of the big signs that talk about the gardens. She writes a little bit in her notebook, then scurries back to us.
Sorry, one of the photos there caught my eye and I wanted to take some notes for further research.
I see.
I hadn't realized there was more to this park than just this one garden. Really? Like what? There's an old estate for one thing. Also another garden just for native plants.
Huh.
There's even a cemetery not far away that's apparently part of it.
Ah, jeez. Okay. Okay, Aspen, thank you for that. The steady rhythm of Juliet's cane misses a beat, but she keeps walking. After a short uphill stroll, we reach our destination. A small brick path juts off the main road, leading to an overlook covered by a glass roof. There are a handful of benches around, but all of them are unoccupied.
Would this do?
Ooh, that's a nice view.
Oh, Juliet, it's breathtaking.
I have to agree. Aspen walks slowly to the edge of the overlook, pressing a hand against the glass as she looks out over the view. I stand beside her and do the same. We're higher up than I thought, with a good view of the rest of the Botanic Garden from here. I even spot the main gate. Far across, the same rolling green hills I noticed a couple days ago tower over us. Though she smiles, Juliet doesn't join us, instead sitting down on one of the benches.
What do you think, Miho? How does it compare to some of the sights you've seen?
It's alright.
It's pretty nice. I like the view from up on Mount Victoria better, though.
Yeah, I can imagine the mountain would be a little bit better.
Oh, it's been since I went up there. Perhaps I should see it myself sometime and compare.
Yeah.
You should. You can see the library from the top. I used to go up there to clear my head before I started living at the library. I'll be sure to invite you along then.
Ooh. She lingers for just a moment more, gazing at the darkening sky, before taking a seat on the bench across from Juliet. Only I stay standing, pacing back and forth. Despite the pleasant chatter just a moment ago, now that we're all here and settled, both Aspen and Juliet sit quietly but expectantly, waiting for me to speak first. Since I was the one who asked them to come here, it falls to me to start the conversation. But where to even begin? I've been thinking about that all day, and I've decided that maybe I should just start at the beginning. The very beginning.
I never told you anything about my person, right? About Changyin.
Changyin, yeah? They both shake their heads. Taking a deep breath and clearing my throat, I close my eyes and cast my mind back to the forest all those years ago.
I was just a regular fox back then.
Ooh.
I don't know how old I was. Foxes don't think like that.
Yeah.
All we know about is eating snacks and lying in the sun. That was all I really did, all day long. No hobbies or jobs or responsibilities. Just existing. I knew what humans were in the same way I knew what leopards and bears were. Big and scary and something to avoid.
Yeah.
It was rare to see one in the forest, but it happened. Most of the time, they were noisy enough that you could hear them coming from far away and hide. That was the first thing that was different about my person, Tony. I was taking a nap in one of my favorite spots, an old log that had fallen over. Tongin came all the way over and sat down before they woke me up. And when they did, I panicked. I ran and hid as fast as I could. I think they were surprised too. They didn't try to catch me or stop me. Instead, they kept their distance and tossed me a little bit of the meat they were eating. I didn't trust them and didn't know why they were sharing, but it smelled pretty good. So I grabbed the food and ran away, and eventually they left.
I'm surprised she hadn't considered it was poison, but it's good that she didn't.
When I went back to my log the next day, Tongin showed up again too. I ran away again, but they still didn't chase me and let me come back on my own. We did the same thing the next day, and the next day, and the next.
Sorry, stretching.
Then, one day, I was in a new part of the forest. I liked wandering around even as a fox. I wasn't paying attention to where I was going, when suddenly, it felt like my leg was on fire. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I'd walked right into a trap that a hunter left. I couldn't move as much as I tried, and it's still the scariest thing that ever happened to me. I was sure I was gonna die. Finally, Tongin showed up. At first, I thought they were there to finish me off. Instead, they were worried for me. They knelt down and got my foot out of the trap, and then wrapped it with a part of their shirt to stop it from bleeding. That was when I finally figured out they weren't going to hurt. I kept going to the grove to see them, and they kept being there. I let them get close enough to touch me after that. Still, they didn't do it much. It was only to check on my leg and make sure it was healing okay.
No, that's a good way to interact with animals, I think. Like, don't pet them, just make sure they're okay.
One day I went, and they were waiting like always, but they brought a lot more food than usual. And they gave it all to me, hardly eating anything themselves. After I was finished, we sat together for a while. They sat on my log, and I laid in the grass nearby. Finally, they got up like usual and set two things on the ground. One was a bag of food, the same as they had just given me. The other was a little paper scroll. They patted me on the head for the first and only time. Then they left our grove. At the time, I didn't think that day was anything special, other than the extra snacks. But it was the last time I'd ever see them.
Yeah, I figured.
When I came back the next day, they weren't there. I waited, just in case they were late, but they never showed up. The scroll they left and some of the food were still there. Other animals had taken a lot of the food, but they didn't want the paper. I took the scroll with me when I left. I didn't know what it was, but it was theirs, so it had to be important. My only option was to carry it in my mouth. I went back again the next day, expecting them to show up, but they never did. I don't know how many more days it took before I realized they weren't coming back. Once I did, it was all I could think about. I kept looking for them, but I couldn't find them, as much as I wanted to. I didn't even know why I wanted to see them so badly. Just that I did. While I was thinking about that, I started to choke.
Oh.
Something came out of nowhere and was stuck in my throat. Finally, I coughed it up. A bead. I'd never seen it before, and definitely never swallowed it. I left it and went back to my den, but it was waiting for me there too. No matter where I went, it was always waiting. So finally, I touched it with my nose. Everything after that happened so fast. 1 second I was there, just a normal fox. The next, I was in this new form. Not sure how or
Okay, so
why.
that's...
Some things came to me naturally, like using my new body and walking on 2 feet, and even how to turn back into a fox.
So that's the moment she became a Gumiho, instead of just a regular fox. Huh. So that's how it happens.
But I still thought like an animal and acted like one. I didn't know any words that I could even think with. I had to learn those, and all kinds of other human behaviors the hard way, after getting chased away from villages and strangers that I met. Over time, I learned how to hide and blend in, and steal, and just how to survive. I followed Jungin's scent all the way to the ocean. I'd never seen so much water, not even close. I had no idea how huge it was. I boarded a ship like Jungin had, not knowing that it would take me somewhere different than the one they took. And I've been looking for them ever since.
When I open my eyes again, they're heavy with tears, but this time I don't try to hide them. I didn't mean to talk for so long, but once I started remembering, everything else just came naturally. Turning to face Aspen and Juliet, I see that they're crying too.
Miho. They sound like they were a wonderful person.
I bet they were.
I can see why you never stopped searching for them. They were truly special, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they really were.
Remembering how their hand felt on my head, and the softness of their touch as they inspected my leg. Those thoughts hurt as much as the hunter's trap did. But also, they make me smile too. I've often worried that they might have forgotten me, but I don't think they did. They only knew me as a fox before I had any magic, so their memories should have stayed intact. Those days weren't long, but they were special. To me. And I hope to Jungin too. I don't want to let them become painful memories. I want to smile when I think about them.
Anyway, I'm sorry for getting so mad at you yesterday, Juliet. And for how I acted this morning with you, Aspen. I know that you both just wanted to keep me from getting hurt. But that's another thing, too. It feels like you're always looking after me, or taking care of me.
Are we having our baby bird moment?
There are lots of things I'm still learning, but I'm not weak. I've taken care of myself for a long time, you know. So, I don't want it to be like that anymore. I want you to be honest with me from now on, both of you. Even if it's something that would make me sad or angry.
Oh, so that's the problem she took with it. I mean, like, yeah, no, she's probably still, like, grieving over Chongyin, but it's Probably that and the fact that they both hid it from her because they thought, oh, this is... Oh, I perfectly understand this.
I promise that I won't run away without saying anything. I won't just disappear no matter what happens. Because if we're really friends, then we should trust each other, right? That's one of the things I've learned.
Having said everything I wanted to, I finally sit down, taking a spot between the two of them, just like at breakfast every morning. For a second, the three of us sit there quietly. Then Juliet begins to speak.
I hear what you say, Miho. And I agree. You're not the only one still learning things, you know? I have a long way to go to. For years, I felt it for the best to remain open, but guarded. If I maintained a comfortable distance, even from those I call my dearest friends, then
Coffee.
I would be protecting myself. By never getting to know anyone too well, by withholding any meaningful details of my life, I thought to avoid the pain of loss again. But all I've done is keep myself from experiencing that joy of companionship again, while even causing hurt to others. I'm not too experienced when it comes to being honest myself. Or perhaps only honest to a point. But you're right, Miho. That isn't how it should be. From here on out, I'll endeavor to be more open, more real, with both of you. For myself.
Juliet looks in our direction, but in particular at Aspen right now.
As such, Aspen,
Oh?
there's something that I'd like to tell you.
I see. She begins telling Aspen about Cosette, in much the same way she told me yesterday. I sit quietly and think about what she said. Hearing Juliet describe herself reminds me of me. In the end, we've always been running away, haven't we? Despite how perfect and put together Juliet's always seemed, she's actually been struggling just as much. She was just better at hiding it than me. As Juliet recounts the vow she made in honor of Cosette, I can see Aspen is listening with rapt attention, like when she gets really absorbed in one of her books. When Juliet finishes her story, both of them have to wipe their eyes. Aspen rummages around in her bag and pulls out a small bag of tissues, offering one to Juliet before noisily blowing her nose and wiping her eyes.
God, that's certainly a lot to take in.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you for telling me, though. Cosette sounds like she was a wonderful person, just like Johnine. I wish I could have met her.
I wish you could have as well. She would have had endless stories to recount. And I know she would have loved to share them.
As for all the other stuff, first of all, I promise, to both of you, I want us to be truly friends as well. I don't have anything quite so dramatic in my past, but I certainly know how it feels to be performative. I can hardly fault you for curating your self-image when I do the same thing. It's kind of funny, actually, and a little scary to hear you talk about Cosette and Johnine. Because, as someone who will one day be past tense, I often wonder about how I'll be remembered when I'm gone.
Okay, yep. No, I'm not going to comment on that.
Not that I expect that to be any time soon, but still, I hope that someone speaks of me just as fondly someday. There will be more than enough time for me to worry about that in the future, though. Right now, I'm glad we had this conversation. It was worth the near panic attack I had earlier, wondering what would be said tonight. Me too. I still have a lot to think about, and I'm still sad. But I don't want to be sad forever. I know it's not what they would have wanted for me either.
Well, that's a good point, Miho. That's a good way to look at it.
But I do know that I'm lucky I met you two, and that you're my friends. I want it to stay like that.
My cheeks burned from saying something like that out loud for the first time ever, but I liked saying it, because it's true. Although I'd already made up my mind to stay, it's sitting here in the middle of the gardens that I know I made the right decision. For all the doubts I had, all the struggles, I'm thankful that it happened, and I can finally admit that to myself. Maybe it won't turn out the way I expected, but for once, I'm content with my life right now.
Well said. And don't worry, Miho. We're not going anywhere.
Oh, that's a good thing to say. Wait a minute. Miho dear, it's probably a good time to tell them, you know, about the thing and the thing, you know, that thing, the scary thing, right, Miho? It's a good time, right? Oh. There we go, okay. Even if it's not always perfect, it doesn't need to be. Just like Juliet.
Oh, Miho, I'm glad too. The first time you stepped into the Bell House was one of the luckiest days of my life.
Well, it probably wasn't the first time I stepped into the Bell House, but go off. All I have to do is keep trying, like Aspen. So maybe another first time would be appropriate. Hopping up from the bench, I grab Aspen's hand and Juliet's hand and pull them to their feet too. Ah. Then, spreading my arms as wide as I can, I pull them both into a hug. Nope, that's going to the screenshot folder right there. Yep. Ah, yeah. Okay. There we go. Without hesitation, I feel them embrace me in return. From that first day at the cafe, all the way to now, it's still chilly out here in the gardens, in the cool evening air, but it's warm in Aspen and Juliet's arms, and I smile to myself, and to them, and to anyone who may be watching.
Mine too.
Aww. After spending a bit more time walking around the gardens last night, Juliet and I went back to the library, and Aspen took a bus back to her apartment. Once we got back, I fell asleep almost immediately, my brain finally getting some relief after all the emotions from last day. Hey, no, she needs to come back right now. In the morning, I go downstairs for breakfast. It's pleasantly familiar. Toast, eggs, and fruit like always, and conversations about book and work in Wellington. Oh, Aspen's there. Okay, thank God. After cleaning up, but before Aspen departs, Juliet clears her throat.
By the way, Aspen, I do believe this weekend is a special occasion. Am I correct?
What you got planned?
I had been trying to ignore that until now, but yes.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what? What happens this weekend?
Yeah, what happens this weekend? Tell us, Aspen.
This Friday is my birthday. A brutal reminder that, like we just discussed, time won't wait for me.
Oh, let's go! Aspen's birthday! Oh, we finally have we have an anchor point. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Please be happy. Aspen birthday. Are you sure about that? Oh. Wait, are we sure about that? Uh-huh. Wait, is that right? No. Go back there. Go back. Oh, I had the timeline all mixed up. Okay. Then, in that case, what... So, according to this, her birthday is the 24th of September. Let's see what count... Is that this... Is that last year or the year before? let's see, September 24th. Is that a... Nope, that's a... That is, in fact, a... That is, in fact, a Saturday. What about the year before? Yeah, that's September 2021. Okay. Okay. So this is 2021, the 24th of... Or, well... What day is today, actually? Well, it wouldn't actually tell me that, huh? Oh well.
Whoa! Humans have parties for that, right?
But at least we have an anchor. We have an anchor. We know what day it is. Ish.
No, I'm not turning 12.
That's a damn shame. I'm 24. Well, I'll be turning 24 and I'll be having a party. I still need to do it. I still need to decide what to do about like a stream birthday party or something, you know? But yeah, no, I'm definitely having a party. Yeah, gonna have Ethiopian food and stuff. It's gonna be fun.
How old are you turning?
Miho! Miho, you can't do that. You can't just do that. Miho, you silly.
Not 12.
I thought parties were a thing you got to do your whole life.
See? She has the right idea. She has the right idea.
That's not fair that only 12-year-olds get to have them.
Yeah, she's right.
It's not like that. They're just one of those things that you grow out of.
The fuck it is.
Why?
I love your energy, Miho. Yes.
Why what?
Why? Yeah, why?
Why do you grow out of them?
Yeah. Her brow gets more creases, like she's trying to explain this as much as to herself as to me.
It's just part of being an adult. You get older and older and you reach the real world and then you don't feel like having a party, I suppose.
That sucks.
When you're young, it's exciting getting older because there's so much you can't do as a child.
Uh-huh.
Once you're an adult, you realize that what you thought adult life would be like isn't real.
I mean, go off, but you see, that's a day everybody remembers you exist. Yeah?
So instead of being excited that there's cake and ice cream, you start worrying about how many calories are in each.
Aspen.
What's a calorie?
Miho, I love it. I love your energy. I am so glad to be sharing your headspace. Yes.
Never mind.
You know, Miho has a point.
Juliet agrees! Juliet agrees! Let's go! Let's have a party for Aspen! Come on! Come on, guys!
She does?
She does, yes! You sound surprised! Why do you sound so surprised, Aspen? Huh?
I do.
Don't sound surprised too, Miho!
You're never too old to have fun, as you both went out of your way to remind me.
Yeah! Yeah. See? Juliet's God knows how old. She's gonna have fun too.
25 can be just as much a reason to celebrate as 5.
Right. For the record, I'm only turning 24. Thank you very much.
Wait. Oh, she's the same age as me. Or Vessel Guy. I still need to get a replacement for Vessel Guy. But anyways.
Still, I'm not the partying type. Plus, I told my parents I'd go visit them this weekend.
Oh. But they're gonna throw you a party. They're gonna throw you a party, Aspen.
Just for a day, mind. I'll be back well before 24 hours have passed.
I see.
That's wonderful. I'm sure they'll be.
Oh, I need to ask for time off for my birthday, don't I?
I'm sure they will be, at least for a little while. I still wouldn't want to stay for more than a weekend, even without Miho to keep in mind.
That's good. Or you could take us. You could take us, actually.
Longer than that, and my mum and I would probably go crazy.
Uh-huh.
I'm not leaving Welly until late Saturday evening, though. would you mind going with me to the bus stop on that day, Miho? Just to be extra safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
See? Same headspace. Same headspace.
Even without a party, would you let us treat you to dinner on Friday evening? We can go wherever you like.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good way. That's a good way to get a party going. You just dangle that in front of their face. Yeah.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Oh, she took that a little bit more calmly than I would have, honestly.
No gifts though. It won't be a party.
We're gifts enough. Oh no, she's definitely getting gifts.
That's easy. 'Cause they wouldn't know what to get you anyway.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you two know. Maybe you can come over on Friday evening, and we'll go from there.
Ooh.
Come over? Where?
Yeah, where?
To my apartment? I do have my own place to live, you know.
That's a good point.
And, well, it isn't anything special, but I felt I should at least let you two see it. Only if you want to.
I wonder how those two met. That'd be fun to think about.
Of course I want to!
Yeah, I want to too.
I mean it. It's the definition of average. I'm not even sure if it can fit 3 people.
Is that average?
I lived in a dirt hole for most of my life. I can handle anything.
I love that energy, Miho. I've said it a lot and I'll say it again. I love that energy. Good girl. Good girl. Best girl.
Good point. You'll feel right at home then.
She's gonna... Aspen, she's gonna think you actually live in a dirt hole. Come on now.
I'd love to come visit as well. Thank you for the invitation.
Great. I'll clean up and make sure the cats are on their best behavior.
Cats?
It's been quite a while since we've had company.
Cats? Oh, I wonder how Miho can handle cats.
I can't wait!
The 3 of us chit-chat for a little bit longer until it's time for us to split up for the day.
Miho, do you have any plans for the day?
Do we ever?
Not yet. Why?
I was planning to go see a movie soon.
Oh.
Would you like to come with me? You're more than welcome to, of course, Juliet, but I imagine it's rather late for you.
Unfortunately so. I'll be up a while longer, but I wouldn't be able to make it through an entire movie. I hope that you enjoy it though.
I understand. Miho?
Yes, we'd love to go.
It's fine if you don't want to come along, but the showing starts in an hour, so we'd need to leave soon. I prefer to get there before it's crowded.
An hour? Huh? Isn't that something you like have to plan like a day in advance? Yeah. I don't know, man. Oh, we get our first choice. We get our first choice, guys. We get our first choice. Okay. No, wait. I think this is actually our second choice. But, oh. Let's go right over here. Save there. Right at the end. Right at the end there. Yeah. You know what? Let me flip a coin. I know what? I did say... Actually, I can't really flip a coin for this, can I? I did say that I'd go with Juliet. Yeah, sorry, birthday girl, but we'll give you enough attention on your birthday. I'm gonna go with Juliet. Let's write that down.
I'm not really in the mood for a movie today, I think. Sorry, Aspen.
There we go. Just gonna write down my choices. No movie. No movie, Juliet. There we go. The scrap of paper I've written down my choices and map on are just absolutely sad. Oh. Like I said, it literally just broke. Like, it's, I don't think I'm even legally allowed to call it a scrap of paper. Oh, God. Okay, sorry, Aspen.
It's fine. Maybe another time.
Give us more than like an hour of warning next time. Thank you, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Aspen gathers her things and departs while Juliet remains in the kitchen with me.
So, you're not gonna go to sleep yet?
Oh, not a coffee.
It's the time you usually do.
Oh.
right?
Oh, there we go. Cameron was struggling a little bit there. There we go. I think.
It is, yes. As I said, I won't be up too much longer. But I have a few tasks that I'd like to finish up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah?
Like what? Anything I can help with?
Ah, good girl. Oh, hey. Hey, VTube Studio. Stop lagging. Looking around the library, I don't really see anything that needs to be done.
I'm afraid not. Although I appreciate it. It's for my research services.
Uh-huh.
You're welcome to keep me company, though, if you'd like.
Sure. I forget you do that sometimes.
I tend to work on it at night, after you've gone to sleep. Come, let's head to my study.
That sounds fun, though. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. We, we just warped into there. I follow her up the stairs into her office. She sits down at the desk and opens up her laptop, while also moving a stack of books and papers closer to her. I walk around the room a little, examining the shelves. There aren't any bats in the corner today.
I never noticed how many books there are in here.
How did you not? Although the library shelves downstairs are full, it seems like there might be just as many books in here. Maybe it's even more. Some shelves even have more than one row of them, with stacks built in front of stacks.
Ah, yes. Some of them are old and fragile and not suited to be handled by so many people.
I see.
Others travel between the shelves down there and up here as I need them.
I see.
Some aren't books per se, but essays or diaries or treaties.
I see. What's a treatise? Like, I know what a treaty is, like an agreement between two parties. But what's a treatise? Let's see. There we go. Treatise. A written work dealing formally and systematically with a subject. Huh. A treatise is a formal and systematic written discourse on some subject, generally longer and treating it in greater depth than an essay, and more concerned with investigating or exposing the principles of the subject and its conclusions. Okay, so it's basically like an essay on steroids. Got it. Got it. Picking a book at random, I carefully remove it from the shelf and examine it. I'm able to read the sole word on the cover. Journal. When I open it up, it's full of handwritten pages. I return it to its place.
And you've read all of these?
Heavens no. I don't think even I've been alive long enough for that.
I see. Why not? Wait, no, I'm not asking you why you haven't been alive that long. I'm asking why you haven't read. Oh dear.
I've read some, of course. Others I've only skimmed through as needed.
I see. You wouldn't really read like a textbook from cover to cover. You just find the table of contents, read the stuff you need to read, and then put it back, wouldn't you?
Still, others were entrusted to me for safekeeping, rather than for their academic or entertainment value.
I see. I take a seat in the chair across from her.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It probably is.
It can be. There have been fewer requests as of late, but I'm honored to be entrusted with them.
I see.
Whether it's a family photo album or a handwritten novel, many people have memories and legacies that they'd like to preserve, but may not have the means to do so.
Huh.
So I hold on to them here, and over time, generations even, they are sometimes remembered and asked about, or even taken back.
Huh.
Either by the person who first brought them, or by a family member seeking to learn more about an ancestor.
Ooh.
There are hundreds of years of history in this room, and I'm not just talking about you and me.
Eh? It takes me a second to laugh. I'm not used to Juliet making— oh, that was a joke!
So, what exactly is it you do?
I don't know, but it sounds interesting.
Come here, I'll show you.
Oh, we'll get to see something. Nice. She gestures for me to join her behind the desk, turning her computer screen so I can— wait, she has a computer? Huh. So I can see it. There's a photo of a fabled person with antlers like a deer's.
This gentleman passed away several decades ago. Recently, I was contacted by one of his grandchildren, who was still young when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
He said that his grandfather once made it into one of the Wellington newspapers, and was hoping I could find the article.
Did you?
Did she?
See for yourself.
She gestures to a folded newspaper lying in a stack of papers nearby. It's so old that it's begun turning yellow and the edges are all frayed. But sure enough, there's a grainy black and white photo of the fabled man, although he's way younger in this picture.
He had taken first prize in a singing competition at a local fair, and his picture was featured along with a summary of the event.
I look a bit closer. It's hard to tell, but he's smiling in the photo next to a trophy.
Whoa. Can't believe you were able to find this.
I hear that rather frequently, and it's rewarding every time. In this case, I've already scanned the article and sent it to the grandson, so now I just need to return this paper to its proper place.
I see. Sorry. I walk back around to the other side of the desk and sit down again.
This one was on the simpler side, because all I had to do was peruse newspapers from that time. More complex requests that require consulting multiple sources can take me much longer.
Huh.
Jeez, I had no idea. They must pay you a lot, right?
Oh, Miho, you sweet summer child. She probably doesn't ask for anything.
No. I don't ask for any payment. The work itself is a reward in its own right. I find it fascinating to revisit so many different pasts.
You know what's next, chat. Knock on wood.
That sounds like Aspen talking about books. Visiting other worlds.
I mean, you could look at it like that.
Yes, it's quite similar. Although Aspen much prefers fiction and novels to this sort of thing.
Maybe someday you can have a copy of her book in here too.
Finishing the book? Good one, Miho.
Yes, I hope so. Although it would deserve to be downstairs where it can be freely enjoyed by all.
Oh, that's wholesome, actually. Yeah. You're wholesome, Juliet. Thank you.
That'd be nice. I hope lots of people read it when it comes out.
Juliet smiles in agreement and begins to open up books and lay out documents. I get up and browse around some more, examining the shelves. She said I could keep her company, but watching the way she's reading so intently, going from source to source, I know I'd just be distracting her if I try. Eventually, I try to quietly slip to the door, but Juliet notices me.
Oh, are you leaving? Sorry, I haven't been a very good host.
No, It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. I can tell you're really busy. Thanks for showing me everything, though.
We really do share the same headspace. Is she becoming more human, or am I becoming more of a fox? Are we just gonna meet in the middle somewhere?
Of course. Thank you for joining me.
Anytime. You're gonna go to bed after this, right? So, I'll see you later then.
That's right. Have a great day, Miho.
Thank you, Juliet. Have a good night, Juliet.
You too. Good night and good luck with your work.
Same headspace. Waving goodbye, I step out into the hallway alone. Ah. Well, I guess... Is this... This is the weekend. Wait, is it next weekend or is it this weekend? Is this like a week before the 24th? Or... What's going on? Okay, so if Friday is the 24th, and we haven't had the whatchamacallit then, today would be the... Was it Saturday or Sunday? I think it was Sunday, the 19th. That would be... Okay, we found it, we found it. Today, in Please Be Happy, is September 19th, 2021. I think it's 2021, yeah. 2021. What was I doing then? What was I doing on September 19th? Honestly, I was probably working. I'll update later. But I think that's going to be it for now. Alright, so thank you all for coming. This has been Ahriman le Méchant, your Demon King of Heretics, and I'll see you guys on the next Please Be Happy. I'm probably going to do it next week, and tomorrow is going to be the Fallout stream again, because I had a lot of fun yesterday. Oh wait, no, it's probably not, no, it's not tomorrow. No, tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Oh wait, today's Friday, so tomorrow is, yeah, today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. Yeah, we don't have a stream tomorrow. We have a stream on Sunday, but that's going to be after Elise's birthday stream, so go check her out first, okay? And then we're gonna have the Fallout stream, like, later that afternoon. So... Wait, is it... It is... Oh, well. Yeah, no. Birthday stream first, then Fallout. Alright, and then... We're not going to have a stream the day after, but we are going to have the... Hopefully we're going to have the Portal collab on the day after the Fallout stream. So on Tuesday. And then again, on the 19th, we're going to have the karaoke again. And I'm going to try to learn songs that I hadn't sung last time. But I am going to have one that I sung for the unarchived portion, because I kind of forgot to sing it during the archived portion. So, with that, this has been your Demon King of Heretics, Ahriman le Méchant, and I bid you all a good day. So long. Very well. Sayose. Bye-bye now. Sayose.